Pokemon Day is less than 48 days away on February 27th, 2026. And this Pokemon Day is special because it is the 30th anniversary of the series. Yes, you heard me that right. It's the 30th anniversary. We have a lot to speculate on, a lot of what's coming out, a lot to talk about. Every year on February 27th, we get a Pokemon Direct called Pokemon Presents, where we usually get updates on games, anime. It's usually pretty short, and not gonna lie, half the time is mostly just mobile games, right? Let's talk about it. It is time to go into a new generation of Pokemon, Pokemon Generation 10, for the 30th anniversary. It's gonna happen. There have been some leaks, have been some rumors, you know. I ain't gonna talk about what said leaks contain. All I'm gonna say is Gen 10 is indeed happening, is indeed showing up. Some of my hopes for Gen 10, please make it Switch 2 only. I think it's time to let go of the original Switch hardware. We've seen what it did to CA, bro. I want to move on from these mid graphics. Please make it Switch 2 only so we can get that stable 60, gorgeous gameplay, you know. It's probably going to be a turn-based game. I'm assuming the dynamic combat system is just going to be a Legends only thing, because that was kind of sort of played with in Legends Arceus with a dynamic turn order, and it's just a further evolution of that. So I'm assuming Gen 10 is going to be turn-based, albeit I hope it works better than Scarlet and Violet. If it's turn-based, I am hoping it falls more in line with Legends Arceus' style of turn-based, where like you can throw a Pokemon out and then the battle will just commence. That's pretty cool. But we gotta wait and see on that. But Gen 10, we're gonna see the three brand new starters, Fire, Water, Grass, you know, have a good look at what the environments look like, where our new trainer is, with potentially rivals would be kind of cool. Oh, wait, I think Gen 10 probably gonna come out in November. That seems like a pretty safe pick. Pokemon usually just falls on November unless there's a special exception that happens behind the scenes. We got like a VA situation. I think November is pretty concrete. Pokemon Champion. We haven't heard much about Pokemon Champions ever since the World Championships occurred around like last August. We still don't have a concrete release date. It's coming out this year. It has to come out this year because they're going to be using Pokemon Champions for next Worlds, I think. If I remember correctly, they are using it for 2026's World Championship. So Champions will need to drop before Worlds occurs, right? So probably how the Pokemon Home intercompatibility works, and we'll finally get a concrete release date. Like Copium is that like it comes out on Pokemon Day. Probably not going to happen, but it'll be a welcome surprise. If it doesn't come out Pokemon Day, then my prediction will probably be like April, March. Here's kind of a curveball that I don't think many people are actually talking about. I think we're going to have a brand new Pokemon miniseries. Now, this is the thing they've been doing every anniversary, right? Not every year, but every like milestone anniversary, like a 5th anniversary or a 10th anniversary, every 5 years or decade, they'll drop a animated miniseries on YouTube to, you know, celebrate the anniversary, right? Back on 2016, we had Pokemon Generations, where each episode was a brand new adventure in the world of Pokemon, right? Episode 1 with Red, traveling through the entire Pokemon world, encountering legendaries and all that. And each episode was kind of like an anthology series, pretty much, of different stories in the Pokemon world. Same thing with Pokemon Evolutions back in 2021. That would celebrate the 25th anniversary, right? This one was, dude, Leon's episode was God's here, bro. Also, I don't know which one it was. Yeah, funnily enough, that the final 3 episodes were X and Y related. That was cool. But in Evolutions, we got, look at that Mewtwo artwork, bro. These miniseries are great. I highly recommend y'all watch them. It is just free on YouTube. Just Pokemon Generations, the 20th anniversary show, and Evolutions, the 25th anniversary show. I recommend y'all watching them. It's great. I do believe we are going to get a new miniseries. Maybe it's called Mega Evolution. It will be called Pokemon Journeys. Just kidding, that exists. We'll figure it out. Well, yeah, we're probably going to get another miniseries. It's probably going to look gorgeous. Not probably going to still be really sad that we're not getting a proper like seasonal anime with these gorgeous art directions. Granted, don't get me wrong, Horizons has its moments that look amazing, right? I kind of wish we had a seasonal anime, not a weekly. That's just me. That's just me. And speaking of animation, since it is the 30th anniversary, this is kind of on the copium side, where it's like not gonna happen, but it would be nice, right? I kind of hope for a Pokemon movie. It's been a very long time since we had a Pokemon movie, hasn't it? It could be a movie of a brand new main pro tag for just that movie, right? Let's face it, the Pokemon movies mostly just existed to like promote the new mythical, right? The Hoopa movie, Volcanion and Mangirna movie. Then Zora, yeah, there was the Power of Us movie where it featured Zora, and then like the Coco movie, which featured Zarude, right? Like they were mostly just vehicles to like promote the new mythical and to give them some lore. Granted, with how Game Freak is operated nowadays, we kind of don't need that because they've been doing pretty good in giving us establishing lore and backstory to these mythicals and legendaries with the recent Legends titles with Arceus and EA. I mean, I'm down for a new Pokemon movie. It's kind of feels like it's on a back burner or it's not gonna happen. So what happened to Detective Pikachu 2? I could have sworn Detective Pikachu 2, the movie, was in development at one point and just never got followed up again. I don't think it was ever confirmed, but like I could have sworn I heard a lot of rumors around that. Knowing how these directs go, we're probably gonna start out with a lot of mobile games. Pokemon Go, I don't really follow it too much anymore, but we're probably gonna get some updates with that. Pokemon Unite, I kind of dropped Unite, not gonna lie, ever since Dragon Ball Gexen Squadron dropped. That was my main MOBA now. I just dropped the game. I heard that they were gonna add the Chinese exclusive features over to global, with like the overworlds and the different mini games you can play with your Pokemon. But there's been no news on that end, and that was announced like over a year ago at this point. So I don't know on that end. What other games are there in Pokemon? There's Pokemon Friends, but who plays that? I don't know who plays that, bro. One thing I kind of hope. 5 years ago, right? 5 years ago. This right here is the 25th anniversary direct back in 2021, right? They did this whole like intro to celebrate 25 years. They started the direct with new Pokemon Snap, which is made by Bandai, right? We haven't had a follow-up to a Bandai Pokemon game in a hot minute, because I'm pretty sure Bandai also worked on the Mystery Dungeon remix, right? So I am low-key wondering if there's any chance that a Bandai made Pokemon game has a shot of showing up. Honestly, if Bandai were to make another Pokemon game, I would rather want them to work on a Pokken 2. I think Pokken 2 will be very much loved, especially with the new roster of Mega Evolutions. And maybe you can even work with Dynamax somehow. Like there are some like Machamp. Machamp has a Gigantamax, right? You have it for its ultimate be go Gigantamax for like a finishing move or something like that. It doesn't have to be like a transformation gimmick. It could just be like a cutscene that plays. Honestly, if Bandai could work on a new Pokken, I'll be so down for that. But yeah, the 25th anniversary direct was them announcing BDSP and Legends Arceus. Legends Arceus, take me back to when Legends Arceus was revealed. It was such a monumental time. It was just such a WTF moment for the series. I'm so thankful that it exists, man. But moving on to now, right? What are some hopes I want to see in this direct that are not like, you know, new games or anything like that? Honestly, going back to Legends ZA, I still think there is a big chance that ZA is not done yet. I don't think we're gonna get another DLC. Don't get it twisted. I do not think we're getting another DLC, or even needs another DLC, to be perfectly honest. But what I'm saying is that I don't think we're done with ZA story-wise. Because, okay, we're gonna go into spoilers, right? So, big spoiler warning. Timestamp here to skip story spoilers. In the Infinite ZA Royale, we see that Tawny and Jet is confirmed to be related, right? And then they're still looking for Tawny/Urbane's mother, right? And that how Tawny's mom ran away to a remote region, and Tawny's gonna look for her, right? He's gonna go on a journey to look for her, right? Then Mega Dimension happens. When Mega Dimension was announced and revealed, we all thought Mega Dimension takes place post Tawny leaving. It turns out that's not the case. Mega Dimension occurs before the Infinite ZA Royale, but after the events of the main game, right? post Agony, but prior to Infinite Z Royale, 15 wins in a row type deal. The reason why we figured this out is because certain events in Mega Dimension only occur after you beat the Infinite ZA Royale, right? So that kind of establishes your timeline right there. The thing with Tawny and Urbane that's kind of interesting is that we don't have a definitive end to them. And it's the fact that they purposely made it so that certain events of the DLC is only to be accessed once you beat the Infinite ZA Royale heavily implies to me that they're gonna do something with that. Also, there is a lot of clues and hints and winks and nudges implying that Volo is still alive. And there is the missing link, the missing Megastone in Mega Dimension. You didn't know, Garchomp has a Megastone. I mean, obviously he has a Mega, but he has a second Mega. Mega Garchomp Z is in the game, but it's unobtainable, right? Why is that? It's probably going to be tied to a story event. Kind of like how they shadow drop Diancie and Mewtwo, right? Have a gut feeling that on Pokemon Day, Volo is going to show up. Volo, somehow, some way, maybe in the rips of the different dimensions and all that, he is going to show up. Whether he is really old or just the same as he looked prior in the Mega Dimension rips, right? I just have a very sinking suspicion he's going to show up. And that's how we're going to get the Mega Garchomp Night Z, right? So, ZA, I feel like is going to guarantee to have an update or an event reveal of some kind. I have a feeling it's going to be either a Volo thing or something related to Tawny / Urbane to cap off that storyline. Because, actually, this is actually a pretty good segue. Because in the 2022 Pokemon Direct, when ZA was just out for 1 month, right? It was just out for 1 month. Legends Arceus did have a segment. It was a Daybreak update that added the massive mass outbreaks. Which, by the way, this Daybreak update also added an epilogue for the main cast of this game with Adamon, what's her name? I forgot the Pearl Warden's name. But the Pearl Warden girl and Adamon had an epilogue in this update to have a, you know, concrete closure on Hisui, right? I can see the exact same thing happening here with ZA, with Tawny / Urbane, to be honest. So yeah, ZA update, possibly some event details, be kind of cool. Also for ZA, we're absolutely gonna have like details on when Pokemon Home integration happens. That's another one that we're just kind of still on the unknown about. When the heck Home integration happens? They announced it, but like we don't have a release date. And that was gonna be kind of pivotal because like they announced that with the Champions integration as well. So like I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, we're probably gonna have more Terra Raid battles, to be honest. The life cycle of the game is still going till Gen 10 drops, right? What I can see happening is them doing another round of shiny raids, like what they did last year for the Ruinous 4, but this time for the three bullies for Ogerpon, right? What were they called? Like Okidoki, Pheasantipity, and Monkey Dory. Yeah, I can see those three having like shiny Terra raids, and I guess throw an Ogerpon in as well, because I don't think there's any way for anyone to obtain those shiny legendaries yet. And I guess it could all just lead up to a Terrapagos Terra raid, shiny Terrapagos. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, we're probably gonna have more Star Valley Terra raids. I'm assuming it's gonna be shiny raids. I still don't know why the heck they wasted shiny Koraidon and Miraidon as link code, as like physical codes, when the 30th anniversary of Pokemon is right there, and that's just an easy slam dunk. Boom, there you go. Pokemon Day 30th anniversary. Here's shiny Terra raids for the legendaries. Bro, they're like it's right there, Game Freak. What are you doing? Okay, but besides that, other random tidbits and hopes. Hopefully a release date for Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness on NSL. I don't really remember if NSL was ever really brought up on a Pokemon Direct, even for like Coliseum and Stadium. Have they ever been brought up in a Pokemon Direct? But a release date for XD Gale of Darkness, or even like a shadow drop, would be kind of cool, because we already got this month's release, which was Fire Emblem. Was it Radiant Dawn? Like Path of Radiance. There you go, Path of Radiance. Yeah, Path of Radiance, which is added to NSL. So we got our January GameCube game. It'd be kind of cool if next month we get a XD Gale of Darkness, right? So NSL, that's a good segue to talk about what is going to happen with retro Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch family of systems, right? I've been saying this every year since I want to say 2022, that Pokemon would just fit so well on the Switch family of systems, you have no idea. But every year they still hold it off. I know the reasons why, but I still don't understand why they're not available yet. The two roadblocks in my mind are Pokemon Home integration with the original Pokemon games and like I guess Ruby and Sapphire, right? Because NSO only goes up to GPA, right? So I'm assuming it would just be red, green and blue, yellow, gold, silver, crystal, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, fire red and leaf green, right? I still don't understand why they're not on NSL or available on the Switch in some form or manner. I guess Pokemon Home integration is probably the biggest factor, but also maybe they just don't want them on NSL. I mean Game Freak / Pokemon Company. Maybe it really is Pokemon Home compatibility. Maybe they don't want it to be on NSL. There's an argument being made that it shouldn't be on a subscription plan, which, you know, valid. They don't want to put on the NSL subscription, or maybe they don't want people to use save states or the rewind feature, right? I don't know if it can be disabled per game on NSL. I haven't really messed with that too much. I know some apps don't allow the rewind, like the N64 game. I would love for the retro Pokemon games to be on Switch. Like, I would play Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald day one, right? At least according to people who do modding. It's not even like an emulation thing, because like people have modded the original Switch 1 several years ago and gotten the Pokemon games to run flawlessly, right? Even with trading, like trading worked with NSL. So like it's gotta be a home limitation, or they're just waiting for, I guess they're just waiting for the green light. How I will want the retro Pokemon games to be distributed on Nintendo Switch, I wouldn't mind if it's NSL, to be honest. I mean, I wouldn't mind it, because I mean, I already have it, right? But preferably, having the option to buy it, you know, either per game or a collection of games. Like, you buy Generation 1, or you buy Generation 2, you get Gold, Silver, Crystal. Buy Gen 1, you get Red, Blue, Green, Yellow. By Gen 3, you get Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red, and Leaf Green, right? In usability, I feel like how it will work would be like, it'll kind of be like a launcher similar to like 3D All-Stars, where you pop it in the game, you boot it up, and you get like a selection of games that are available. So it'll be like, oh, you downloaded Generation 1 pack, you boot up Red, Blue, Green, Yellow, and all that, right? It's gonna happen. Like, there's no way in heck they're not gonna do it, because Exhibit A, like, I feel like it's gotta happen. It's not even copium at this point. Like, it's not even a copium. Like, it's gonna happen because guess what? 20th anniversary of Pokemon. I got the footage. I got the evidence pulled up, bro. For the 20th anniversary, they released Red, Blue, and Yellow on the eShop for 3DS for Virtual Console. Like, you could just buy them, right? And I think afterwards they ported over Crystal and Gold and Silver, like the year following, and then they're available in like Pokemon Bank. You can transfer it to Sun and Moon. Like they done this before. I don't even think home is really the biggest issue. Like, I think it's really is just how they're trying to figure out how to distribute it, because so many games, right? Like, maybe it will just be like you could buy the games individually on the eShop, right? Which would be like a lot of games, but like that, honestly, if it was available individually, that'll probably be like the best. Just buy them individually for like $1 or so. Or it'll be released via packs, like the Generation 1 pack, the Generation 2 pack, the Gen 3 pack, or it'll be like a Masterworks collection, right? They're probably just figuring out distribution and all that. But like, they've done this for anniversary, right? So I feel like it's gonna happen, right? All right, I rambled on long enough. That is my 30th anniversary predictions for Pokemon this year, 2026. Either way, this year it's gonna be jam-packed. We are over the drought that was 2024 in early 2025. The drought is over. From here on, things are about to get busy. Things are about to get busy up in here. And I guess, and ZA is still going, by the way. Both ZA and Scarlet are still going. It ain't stopping yet. It ain't stopping yet. Hope you are gonna be here for that. It's gonna be a fun time. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Let me know down below what are your thoughts and predictions on what's gonna show up for the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. Subscribe if you are new, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye now.